2, 3, and we're live and direct once again. Thank you to our listening audience for tuning in to another afternoon episode of Meak Productions presents Meak Pro Media Special Edition News. This is the CEO back at you once again, broadcasting in the heart of downtown ATL, representing the world's first LGBT exclusive talent agency and production company. For our previously broadcast shows, please visit our official media website at media.meakproductions.com. Once again, that's media.meak as in kite, productions with an S.com. You can also give us a call on our toll-free office hotline at 1-855-MEAK-PRO. Once again, that's 1-855-632-5776. And when you visit our media website, do not forget to visit us on YouTube, youtube.com/Meak Productions TV. As of today, we are videotaping our radio broadcast, and I'm so excited. So hello to our viewing audience on our YouTube channel. And of course, we cannot have a radio show without having a special guest. This particular special guest that I have in the media studio right now, baby, I've been a fan of his since I first was introduced to him. He's been doing a lot of events and activism within the LGBT community. He's considered a legend. Mr. Bill Kaelin is in the house. What's going on?
I don't know. I mean, a legend allegedly means I'm just old. But I'll take it.
No, baby. I mean, legend means elder, wisdom, experience, baby.
All right, I'll take it. I'm not going to complain.
How's it going with you, Bill?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for inviting me.
Don't mess with Bill. Leave my Billy alone.
I love it. See, I need that. I could have used that song earlier today.
Man.
Reluctantly or nervously, probably is a better way of putting it. We packed our bags and had enough money for like 1 month's worth of rent and about 2 weeks worth of food, no job. And we came down here and we moved into a legendary place called York Downs on 26th Street.
Yeah.
It's no longer there. Because as we know, Atlanta's changed a lot since the 90s.
It has changed tremendously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my first job was, I used a service called ProMove to help me find an apartment, and that was my first actual official job.
Okay.
And one day, back in those days, you would bring clients into the office and find out what neighborhood they wanted to live in, et cetera, et cetera. And one day, somebody had brought this huge stack of oversized, almost like Andy Warhol interview-style magazines to put in the offices for clients. Mm-hmm. And I started flipping through it, and I was like, wow, this magazine's, pretty cool. And looked at the masthead, and it was Jezebel magazine, and it was a local magazine, and it was like their first edition or something like that.
I remember when Jezebel first launched. That's right. Yeah.
And so I made a phone call, like a blind phone call, not knowing anything, asking them if they were hiring. The next day I had an interview for their marketing position.
Wow.
I knew nothing about marketing then at the time. But that was kind of how my career took off, because I became their first marketing person that they hired. And we took this magazine to nightclubs and restaurants and to events like back in those days, it was called the Montreux Music Festival, which has become the Jazz Festival now, and secured partnerships and sponsorships. And one thing led to another, and I rolled into the nightclub industry. And after that, and my first nightclub was a place called Fusion in Amsterdam Outlets.
I remember Fusion. I remember that.
Yeah, it was a crazy place.
Yes.
Had a lot of fun doing that. And then after that, I did 1150. And then after that, I opened up my own place, finally called Bazaar, which was next to the Fox Theater. And when I sold that, which was about 7 years ago, I knew I didn't want to stay in the nightclub business. Number one, I was just it's a hard business, right?
It is. It really is.
Hours are backwards. The lifestyle can be a little bit challenging and is fun in your 20s and your 30s. By the time I reached my 40s, I was like, all right, I got to change this up. And a friend of mine who was in the PR business was like, you should just start your own consulting, marketing, PR company. I was like, I don't know, man. And she's like, how much money do you need to make minimum to survive? And I told her the amount. And she's like, dude, that's a client and a half. You can do this.
Okay.
So I, gave it a try. And here we are 7 years later, 8 years later, I guess.
Wow.
And, for the listeners today, and I get, especially the young ones, I sometimes get a little bit frustrated because I hope they know how good they actually have it.
Absolutely.
You know, I don't regret growing up in that time. As a matter of fact, I am so happy that I got to grow up and experience my first experiences in the gay community at the nightclubs and making friends during a time before social media. I mean, I have told this story before where recently I was in New York for business and I went to some small little gay nightclub to see what was going on, and these kids were on the dance floor, and this is them on the dance floor. The DJ would be going, and they'd be like this, and then they'd take their phone, and they'd stop and take a selfie, and then they'd look down, and they'd share it, and then they'd start, like, moving again. And then they'd stop, take a picture.
Okay.
And I'm like, can you not lose yourself for... Because we used to go on the dance floor and lose ourselves for hours and
that
interact
was
with
yes.
strangers. And thank God social media didn't exist, because some of the photos I probably wouldn't even be employed to this day that could have showed up. But I mean, I don't know. Had they ever walked into Loretta's? You know, I think that old saying that in order to understand how other people feel, you have to go into their world and get to feel what it was like. And for me, I mean, I used to love Loretta's.
Lolos, baby.
I mean, Loretta's is great, you know? And the other thing was, and I'll be interested on your take with this. I also don't, what you're saying is absolutely true. In the 70s is not that long ago. The civil rights movement, people were blowing children down the street with fire hoses.
Sure was.
Was the late 50s. I mean, not that long ago.
Not that long ago.
It takes time to heal. It takes time to change the path. But I also think and it's okay. I also think it's somewhat to do with a difference in taste. When I was at Fusion, for an example, and it annoyed me to a certain degree, but Friday night was black night and Saturday night was the white gay night. But if you strip away what it was, it wasn't necessarily based around racism. It was based around preference in music, preference in what kind of drugs, if you were doing drugs, you preferred.
This is true.
And just what you were more comfortable with. So I think that it's an interesting story because, and again, Friday nights at Fusion, I loved because they were playing the house. I want my house music, and they were smoking their weed, and they were drinking their booze. The white night, however, was, they were snorting stuff and taking pills, and the music was different, and it was
more like rave music, techno.
Right, techno. Yeah. So it just part of it was just, I think, culturally, a preference thing. So I think on one hand we can analyze it properly like we did, but on the other hand, there also comes a point in time where it's what you relate to.
And also, you're bringing back the days of Backstreet, and I know we can continue this on and on because I know we're getting ready to end. I told you
I could talk and talk.
Man,
and talk.
I just love this. So we're going to have to get Bill back on our show because I didn't know this brother was this deep.
Do you see my Facebook posts? God,
baby,
I'm so deep it wears me out.
Okay. For those of you that are viewing for the first time and that are listening to us on our radio show, thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of Meak Pro Media Special Edition News. Baby, when I tell you that you went there,
I hope I went there with respect and love, though.
I mean, he went there big time. So until our next episode, please be well. Bill, thank you so much.
Peace.
For more information about Bill, please visit his website at www.billkaelin.com. Until then, we look forward to hearing from you and hopefully seeing you real soon. Love you, Bill.
Love you too.